You meet a man who is over 40 years old and he's never been married, run. Because a man that has made it his entire adult life and has never decided to commit to one woman.
Yo, Unc, you almost 50. When are you gonna settle down and get married?
Settle down and get married? Excuse me? Yeah, ask my friends about that nightmare. We'll talk about it again then. Let me explain something to you, alright? I'm like Alexander the Great. I'm like Christopher Columbus. I'm out here in Greece, relaxing, smoking a cigar. You think I want to be tied up? You think I want to get involved with marriage? Half of these broads don't even want to sign a prenup. They don't even know what prenup means. You don't really love me. Please, do me the favor. You want to get married? Go ahead. Go get married. Fuck around and find out yourself.
Welcome to Manosphere Daily, the only channel where we say what every man's thinking but nobody's allowed to say out loud. This isn't about hate, it's about truth. Hit that like button, subscribe, and join the movement.
With no kids and no marriage plans are the fastest growing demo. Sorry for them, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about, because in my mind, I'm just like, if you have no plans.
That was the only thing throwing me off. Like,
if you have no plans, then, I mean, you have other things, bless you. There's other things you should be worried about. The woman is what is it called? The variable. What's the one that doesn't change? You know how you have like hypotheses, the variables. Like, what is the one?
there's like a recent episode or maybe recent clip where I said that I'm happily single. That I don't know why that had people in an uproar, because how can you be happily single?
Really?
Yeah.
What were they saying?
I don't know. Someone actually DM'd me and said, "Oh, you're 27. You can't possibly be happily single at this age. You should be married with kids." I actually ended up responding to him and said, "Excuse me," but then I was like, "Amanda, what the are you telling this man excuse me for?" I said, "Just block him." But I do want to read what the he said, because I was like,
Please,
what?
let's go.
I was like, what is this man talking about?
And
Wait.
let's hope she responds.
I've always wanted to be a wife and a mom, which is why a year ago, when my boyfriend proposed to me, I was so excited. But 5 months till the wedding, which the wedding was supposed to be tomorrow, he told me that he was having doubts and wanted to postpone the wedding. He couldn't really tell me why or when he wanted to postpone it to, so I ended up just calling it off.
You said the key to this whole thing at the beginning. You've always wanted to be a mother and a wife. You. There's no doubt he loves you. He does love you. So what do men do when we love you? We try to give you what you want. So you want to be a mother and a wife? Will you marry me? Okay, cool. Now you want to know why he keeps contacting you. Because he wants you in his life. Before you throw this good guy away, I just want you to think for a minute what you're tossing out the window, because it ain't going just your way.
Right.
He didn't say he never wanted you. He just got cold feet. He tripping. And let me tell you why he tripping. You ready for this right here?
Yes.
Does he have the job of his dreams?
No.
Hello.
Right.
Does he have the money saved to give you everything you want?
No.
Hello. Is he ready to raise a family, and does he have the money?
No.
Listen to me. Men don't have a biological clock. We have a financial clock. And his is ticking, and he don't have it together yet. And he does not see a way that he can provide, protect, and take care of you. He don't see the clear path. So now he got to back up. Man, what I'm going to give her? She want this baby. What I'm going to buy him? Where we going to live? What kind of conditions we got? All I had on this ring, I ain't got no more money. So you got to wait. You got to let this guy catch up so he can get himself together. Because until we determine who we are and what we do, which affects how much we make, we are very incomplete as men.
It's official. Marriage is collapsing. In 2025, over 87% of men under 30 say they have no plans to marry ever. And women? They're shocked. But let's be honest, this didn't happen overnight. This is the result of decades of disrespect, entitlement, and laws that punish men for simply being husbands. The West didn't just kill marriage. It made men realize there's nothing left to gain from it.
What benefit do you get as a man of being married? Ask yourself that. There literally is nothing besides, oh, gee, I get to spend God knows how much money on a ring, which I don't mind doing, but that's not a benefit for me. Spend a lot of money on a ring for this girl. I get to now give my life pretty much to this girl and my time, my energy to this girl. And you know what? She now has a very huge chunk of my money and my life. And she can literally do one thing like that and bring me to jail or bring me to court, take all my money, and if I have kids with her, she will take my kids and take even more of my money in my life, just like that. Huh? What benefit do I get from being married as a man? I really don't see much at all, or if any at all. It honestly feels like it's for the lady, more of which is why a majority of ladies are always excited to get married and always excited to tell their other girlfriends that they got married. Do you ever see a lot of guys that are real excited saying, oh, I just got married. Hey guys, I just got married. Oh my gosh. You don't see that very much. Have you ever questioned why? It's not really a male celebration. Don't get me wrong. There are a few. Like me, I would be very happy that I got married, knowing that this girl is for sure going to be like, you know, but you never know. So that's why it's not really an exciting thing, because it's never exciting to know that you just gave half your life and your money on the line now to someone who can definitely take it away from you and flip it on you. And that's just being real. And knowing how girls act now in this generation and how they've been taking guys' money during marriages and showing that a lot of girls are just using guys for their money has shown and given a lot of reason for why guys are afraid to get married and why they feel it's not even worth it anymore. And that's because a lot of women, not all of them, a lot of women now, especially American women.
There was a time when marriage meant teamwork. Men provided, protected, and built. Women nurtured, cared, and supported. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. Then came modern feminism. Suddenly, marriage wasn't a partnership. It was oppression. Strong, independent became the slogan. And now, those same women are sitting alone in apartments wondering why no one's proposing. Men watched the system change. Watched courts strip fathers of custody. Watched alimony drain their paychecks. And watched wives turn into enemies overnight. So now, they're done playing the game.
Don't carry traditional values as a woman, and they don't want to be the woman that the man wants. And majority of the women want to take advantage of what the man is giving them. That's how it works. Especially if the woman is not satisfied. She will take whatever she got, whatever, majority of the time. Like I said, not all women are like this, but majority of girls now are doing that. And men know this, and they're figuring it out. And that's why a lot of them are like, man, it's not worth it anymore. I'd rather stay home, make my money, talk to a girl whenever the heck I want to talk to a girl, and live my life. That's what they want to do. That's what the successful men want to do majority of the time. I mean, we want to settle, but you want to know even more further deep into that? You want to know what those successful men are doing? They're going overseas to get those traditional women who don't want to do that. And I'm not saying that traditional women overseas won't still do the same thing, but there's a lot less of them doing that as opposed to what's going on over here. And that's why there's more, I don't know if you guys know this, statistically proven, there are more longer lasting marriages, better relationships, connections, and better dating in other foreign countries. America has the lowest dating and marriage lasting relationships than anywhere. They're not even on the list. There's like a list like 10 or 15. The United States isn't even on the list. You know what they're on the list for? Having the highest divorce rate in the entire world. The highest divorce ratings. And you think guys want to get married here? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You girls want to act right and change that rating? Okay, cool. But majority of y'all don't. And you want to keep acting selfish and very masculine and not feminine, not submissive. Y'all keep doing that. You're ruining it for other women here. You're ruining it. You're ruining relationships, you're ruining marriage. And not only that, you're ruining a lot of these kids who are not going to have a father to stick around. Simple as that. You girls are attracting the wrong guys, and you're doing all these sexual things to have a kid, and you're finding out that they're losers. I'm sorry, but that's why. Two girls start getting better and wanting to act right and want to better themselves, it's not going to change. If anything, it's only going to get worse. And then marriage and relationships is going to be a thing in the past. And if it is going to be anything, it's not going to be in America.
Ask any man today, what does marriage offer that you can't get without it? Silence. Because men already know the truth. If the relationship fails, they lose half their income, their home, and their kids. If it succeeds, they still get little to no appreciation. It's all risk, no reward. And the worst part? Society still blames men for walking away. They call them commitment phobic, when really, they're just protecting themselves. You can't expect men to sign a contract that punishes them for doing everything right.
Men out there, like the title says, smart men do not marry under any circumstance. It is the dumbest possible move you can make in 2024. Let me tell you why. I'm going to ask you a question first. If you went skydiving, okay, and your instructor said to you, told you, hey, your parachute has a 50% chance of deploying, would you jump out of that airplane? Okay? I want you to ask that same question about getting married, because over 50% of marriages fail. First-time marriages. Second-time marriage, it's like 83% failure rate. That statistic does not even include that 13% of those marriages that do make it are actually romantically still happy. The other ones are sexless and miserable. Okay, how many married men do you know? Seriously, this goes for women too that are happy, right? But let me dig a little bit further. Okay. When it comes down to the divorce, I'll never forget the conversation I had with my family law attorney going into the whole divorce machine as a man. He basically told me that if you have a penis, you're going to lose bad. You're going to lose, and you're going to lose badly. I was pretty much, once I got off that phone call, pretty much knew that I probably wouldn't see my daughters again. I was going to probably lose a lot of money.
What's happening now is bigger than marriage. It's a silent rebellion. Men aren't protesting in the streets. They're voting with their feet. They're walking away from broken systems, broken promises, and broken women. Instead of chasing marriage, they're chasing purpose. Instead of begging for love, they're building themselves. Men are investing in health, business, and peace. Things that can't be taken by a lawyer or ruined by a bad partner. This is the male renaissance. Men are finally realizing that happiness doesn't require a marriage license.
And all that good stuff, all that stuff, because of the Western judicial system and the way how hostile it is towards men. And I was 100% right. I now pay $1,200 for one daughter that I don't get to see. Once they get primary custody, fellas, you have basically zero rights to your kid. You get to see him maybe every other weekend, some kind of bullshit, while your wife collects some payments from you that she probably will use to get her nails done. And they can bring any guy they want around your daughter, your son, your kids, whatever. They can do whatever they want to do. They make all the decisions with the schools and religion, all that stuff. So you're basically powerless. You get to be a spectator. Alimony, guys, and so 90% of custody cases with kids are won by women. And I want you guys to know that when you think about getting married, you go to court. 90%, you're gonna lose. Okay. With alimony, it's pretty much the same thing. So she gets to take half, fellas. It is a dumb move. I can give you a whole list of reasons why marriage is the dumbest possible move for a man. There's absolutely zero reward and all the risk for men, and all the reward and zero risk for women. If you guys need more coaching, I do a lot of online coaching. Check my bio. Go to my DM me on my Instagram, Montgomery_Fitness_1. I do a lot of online coaching. Hit the heart button. Share this with your guys that you know have gone through divorce or going through it. My whole goal, guys, is to educate men on what they're getting into. I don't hate women. That's not people come at me and they say, "Oh, you hate women and this and that." No. It's about men being educated and knowing what they're getting into to avoid the shit I've had to go through.
And now, the regret phase begins. You see it all over social media. Women crying on TikTok, saying, "Where have all the good men gone?" They're not gone. They just stopped volunteering to be destroyed. The same men they mocked as boring and average, they're now the ones building quiet lives, traveling, living peacefully, while women who didn't need a man are begging for one. The irony? They told men to focus on themselves, and men actually listened.
Reason why young men especially are hesitant to get married is because for a lot of men, they don't see any benefit from it. You're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. If someday she could say, "You know what, I'm not really feeling this anymore, I'm going to divorce you, but you're still going to be responsible for paying for me for the rest of your life."
Like I said, I'm pro prenup, and alimony is not gendered. It's literally a formula in most states. And so in a situation, I do think if a man wants to get married, you should think about this. You should think about this possibility. But I don't think that it's fair that a woman who has given up so much in order to be a homemaker shouldn't have any, shouldn't have anything. She should just be left on the street.
Prenups do cover alimony, but they don't cover child support for that exact reason. In the instance of a divorce, the man will help support the children. But you as a full-grown adult would be expected to be able to support yourself if alimony was ruled out inside of a prenup.
The truth is simple. Men didn't ruin marriage. Women and the system did. When you remove respect, loyalty, and accountability, what's left isn't marriage. It's a legal trap. Until the system changes, until divorce laws are fair and accountability returns, marriage in the West will stay dead. Because modern men have evolved. They've learned the power of saying no.
There are 3 types of masculine energies who will tell you that they don't want to get married, and this is what I think they really mean when they're telling you that. The first type of masculine energy just does not believe in, will not be investing in the institution of marriage. Their life is completely about them and anything that is an extension to them. So that would include children, but that never includes the women that had those children, because if they can't include them as an extension of them, then it doesn't matter. And they genuinely only engage with women as an object. Whenever they want a little plaything, whenever they want to be in the space of a woman, then they will be, and then they are done. They will leave. You go back to your world, they go back to their world, and that's it. And they're going to do that forever. The second kind of masculine who says he doesn't want to get married fundamentally can't grasp how to include a woman in their life. They don't necessarily view you as much in an objectified way as the previous masculine, but they don't really understand or can't grasp the concept of merging lives with you. So if they do end up getting married, which a lot of them do, at the end of the day, it'll be because it'll be with someone that their lives just merge easily. They already have the same friends, or they fit into their friend group, or it just has to be something where they didn't have to make the effort. It's they can't see anything outside of their own habits, their own routine, their own friends, running behind their mom, underachieving. They can't see nothing past that. It's they don't have time for you because they just simply can't grasp that if they wanted to be in your space, then they would therefore make the time. Like they're the ones who are always going to tell you that they just don't have time and then they're so busy. It's not that. They just don't understand how to include you in their life. The other important thing about the second kind is that they really love a pick-me, because pick-me's are going to be bobbing and weaving and doing whatever the fuck they can do to make space and find a crevice of space in their life. Like, they're going to try hard to be in their lives. They can't be with a woman who truly wants to be pursued like a feminine because they don't have time. Then the last kind of masculine who says that he doesn't want to get married really actually does want to get married. He just doesn't feel worthy of being someone's husband because he probably can't provide for them at this point in time, or doesn't know truly who he is at his core. And so they just can't bring themselves to be serious with someone because they have a negative self-view of who they are, and they don't feel like they measure up. And with all that being said, I just want you to notice that none of those things had anything to do with the feminine that they were engaging with.
So if you're wondering why men aren't proposing anymore, it's not because they hate women. It's because they finally love themselves enough to walk away. Men have realized peace is better than papers. Freedom is better than contracts. And silence is better than suffering.
Women hate splitting 50-50 with a man until it's time for them to divorce them. I hate these tired-ass conversations, but I was really just thinking. I saw this in the comment section. I was just like, damn. No, that's true. Depending on the woman, some of them greedy asses just want everything. They literally just want to leave him out on the street over some shit that they did to him, you know? Whole time, he wasn't the issue. He wasn't the root cause as to why the divorce was brought up. She probably cheated or some shit. She just did some bullshit. She wasn't a good wife. Yeah, there are bad husbands, but I mean, most of the time, women are just naturally going to initiate the divorce. This shit sucks. I think marriage is dead in Gen Z, bro. Because everything I see, it always steers me away from marriage. I think it's beautiful. I think the practice is something that we all look forward to at some point in our lives. But with the paperwork that comes with it and everything that we've seen on social media thus far, it's like, why would we do it? It doesn't seem like to have like any real incentive for anybody besides a woman to stay in, okay? More so, it's like a woman has every incentive to leave the man after they get married because they know they're just gonna get half. And you might go with the basic advice of, oh, no, that's okay, dude. We can combat this by just getting a prenup before that even happens. Well, I mean, at that point, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to get her to sign the prenup at a very neutral state, or else she can nullify that contractual agreement by saying, hey, he made me sign this under emotional distress. Now the prenup doesn't work. So here's what I'm thinking. If you're going to get married, put everything in your mother's name. Put everything in your father's name. She's not getting shit. If not that, then, I mean, you could always get married without the paperwork. But, I mean, you know, women are big-ass divas, so they're not going to really want that. Plus, there's like a level of security that comes with that, too. So, I mean, they know the game. That's why they do that shit. But, yeah, marriage has turned into something that no man really wants anymore. The shit's kind of ass. It looks horrible. Creatures, we're the smartest creatures on the planet. We look at things, we see people experience it, and we either go with it or we go away from it based on how the majority looks. Right now, it's not looking so hot, you know, and you add on top of the fact that women are initiating most, if not all, the divorces. It's like, we already know how it's going to result. Obviously, everybody's situation is going to be slightly different, but it's important to pay attention to trends because they don't come from nowhere, okay? Everything happens for a reason. I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts on marriage? Do you guys still want to get married? I still do. But right now, it's just, why would you? Good thing I'm not at that point right now. But it's like, I mean, you really got to start thinking as we get older. It's like, shit, is this something I really want to?
This is Manosphere Daily, where truth cuts deeper than comfort. If you're one of the men choosing peace over pain, hit that like, subscribe, and comment, marriage is not worth it. Because in 2025, men aren't afraid of commitment. They're just done committing to a system that hates them.
Single. How old are you? 41.
Okay, you're 41.
But I'll
You're
be 42.
All right. You're 41 or 42 in a week. You're single. You have no kids. Why is that?
I don't know if you could say I'm selfish.
You're selfish?
I like being free.
You like being free?
I like being free. I like going out.
Okay.
I like dancing. I like flirting. I can be with one woman, but
You'd rather not.
the responsibility, who wants that? Really, honestly, who wants that?
I don't.
I want to be free. I don't want no responsibility. I don't have to worry about somebody for the rest of my life. Even when I'm 90, I got to worry about my 70-year-old kid. 40-year difference. 50. It's just not for me. I think. You know, when I see my friends with their kids, like I'm supposed to want it, but I look at it like it sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks.
It fucking sucks.
Today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.